Hello everyone, welcome to the AR world and welcome to a brand new series on our platform, that is MCQ series for class 10 biology, physics and chemistry, class 10. So I hope all of you must have read the reduced syllabus of biology, physics and chemistry and science and all the subjects, and as well as I wanted to make a video on that, but I did not get time. Okay, sorry for that. And now you have got the syllabus for your term 1 and 2 examination. Term 1 is going to be of 90 minutes, term 2 is going to be of 2 hours and 40 minutes each till now, whatever we have received the information according to the total. You can just have a look at this that circular as well, which CBSE recently released. Okay, so basically, you know that from life processes, this is the only chapter of term 1 carrying 10 marks in your examination, which makes this chapter very important. The chapter life processes, we have just done 2 sessions of it. I will be completing the chapter very soon, but for now MCQs are more important for you to understand, and that's why I've chosen the MCQs from the exampler. This exampler is going to give you a good variety of MCQs ranging from easy to medium to difficult. So you will be having around all levels of MCQs that you have to solve. So without any further ado, let's get started. So the multiple choice questions. See, from life processes, only MCQs are going to be asked and case-based questions, assertion reasoning that we will do. But today's session is of MCQ only. Okay, the series is like MCQ series and the case-based question series will also be released very soon. Clear? But also we will be focusing on long answer type questions, right? Moving to the first question of your exampler, page number, I don't know what is the page number, you can just open your book for your reference, right? Now I will be telling you a lot of tips and tricks that you can use while solving the questions of the exampler. Now, question 1 says, which of the following statements about the autotrophs is incorrect? First and the foremost thing, we are talking about autotrophs. Auto means cells. Okay. Trophic means meat. So the organisms which prepare their own food, they are known as autotrophs. Okay, and generally whenever you hear term autotrophs, you tend to relate them with plants. I would say green plants because chlorophyll is essential, right? Green plants and even some bacteria, I would say, they are autotrophic. But although they do not perform photosynthesis, they perform chemosynthesis. See, through this example, our concepts will also be getting clarified. I will be explaining each and every concept as well through this series, right? Through this MCQ series. So in case you're liking it, click on that like button, right? Now they're talking about autotrophs is incorrect. It means you have to find the wrong statement. Let's solve it, okay? A. They synthesize carbohydrates from carbon dioxide and water in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll. Correct, yeah, it's correct, definitely, because see, it is just the definition of your photosynthesis. This is absolutely correct. Second, they store carbohydrates in the form of starch. Absolutely correct, this is also correct. You have to find the incorrect statement. Just read the third statement. They convert carbon dioxide and water into carbohydrates in the absence of sunlight. Do you think in the absence of sunlight this can happen? No. It means this is a wrong statement. So your answer becomes C. But right now we know the answer is C, but at least give a reading to the last question. They constitute the first trophic level in the food chains, right? Absolutely correct. So the answer is C. Okay. Moving ahead with the second question, which says, in which of the following groups of organisms food material is broken down outside the body and absorbed? So indirectly we have to relate it with the saprotrophs. Because this is the characteristic feature of saprotrophs, that they break down the organic material, or I would say the inorganic material outside their body, and then they absorb it. So they absorb all the nutrients from that material. Okay, now they are saying which group is doing this, right? So options are mushroom, green plants, amoeba. See, amoeba is holozoic, green plants are autotrophs, so they cannot be saprotrophs. So this statement is Not correct. Okay. Second, yeast, mushroom, bread mold. Okay, just read it. Definitely, this is the correct one. Yeast, mushroom, and bread mold, they are going to break. So this should be the correct answer. Let's read the other two statements as well. Paramecia, amoeba, cuscata. These two are holozoic. Cuscata is parasitic. So wrong again. Cuscata, lice, and tapeworm all are parasitic. Parasitic means which are dependent on the host for obtaining their nutrition without killing the host, right? Okay. Moving ahead with the third question, select the correct statement. So you are supposed to select the correct statement in this. Oh, just a second. Right. Now, heterotrophs do not synthesize their own food. This is correct. Right? They do not synthesize their own food. They are dependent on other organisms like autotrophs. Right? So we've got a correct answer, but let's read the other statements. Heterotrophs utilize solar energy for photosynthesis. This is wrong because autotrophs use that. Heterotrophs synthesize their own food. Wrong. Autotrophs do that. Heterotrophs are capable of converting CO2 and water into carbohydrates. Wrong. So these three statements are true for your autotrophs. Right? Not for your heterotrophs. So that's it which you have to understand. Fourth question, which is the correct sequence of parts in human alimentary canal? Alimentary canal is also known as gut. If in the exam this word comes gut, do not be scared. And alimentary canal is the whole passage starting from your buccal cavity or mouth till your anus. Okay, the whole path is known as an alimentary canal. Now they are saying the correct sequence, the order in which the food moves in our digestive system and the whole alimentary canal. Mouth, stomach, small intestine, esophagus, large intestine. See here you are able to see esophagus is after small intestine, which is not possible, right? We know the correct sequence. Mouth is there. Mouth is now one trick that you should first you have to draw your sequence. Okay, like for example, I know that first it will begin with the mouth, then it will reach the esophagus. Esophagus, right? Esophagus. So, mouth, stomach. So C also gets eliminated because in B and D only you have esophagus as your second answer, right? So B says mouth, esophagus, stomach, large intestine, small intestine. But you know, large intestine may food goes later on. First in the small intestine, right? We are talking about the sequence. After this, we read esophagus, we have stomach. Then we have the small intestine. And then we have the large intestine. So D should be the correct answer. Okay, everyone. Let's move ahead with the fifth question, which says, if salivary amylase is lacking in the saliva, which of the following events in the mouth cavity will be affected? Mouth cavity, you can even call as buccal cavity. Now they are talking about salivary amylase. First thing which should come to your mind is the function of it. Why is it necessary? See what salivary amylase does. It basically moistening the food. It breaks starch, which is a complex carbohydrate, into maltose. I told you in my session, which is a simple sugar, okay, in the buccal cavity itself, so that it can be easily swallowed by the esophagus, right? It can easily pass. Now they are saying if it is lacking, if it is not present, then what will happen in the saliva, in the mouth? Number one, I'm just reading the options and you can see proteins breaking down into amino acids, starch breaking down into sugars, fats breaking down into fatty acids, and glycerol, absorption of vitamins. I have already told you the answer. Which of the following events will be hampered or affected? Definitely B, starch breaking down into sugars, and that sugar is maltose. That also I have told you. Sixth question, the inner lining of stomach is protected by one of the following from hydrochloric acid. Choose the correct one. So quickly answers in the chat. What do you think? Which is the correct answer? Okay, your time's up. Is it pepsin, mucus, salivary amylase, or bile? Yes, it is mucus. Mucus is something which is secreted by the gastric glands to prevent the destruction of the inner lining of stomach from the action of HCl. As acids are corrosive in nature, they can corrode our stomach's inner lining. Okay, to protect it, we have mucus. Next question, which part of the alimentary canal receives bile from the liver? What do you think? Is it stomach, small intestine, large intestine, or esophagus? What do you think? Which alimentary canal, which part of the alimentary canal receives? Your time's up. Definitely it is small intestine, because you know that stomach, see, in stomach we have three things: HCl, pepsin, and mucus. Except that you have nothing in your stomach, so this cannot be the answer. Large intestine may you have absorption of water and other minerals. Esophagus is just a tube. Esophagus is a tube or a pipe for passing. Right, so this cannot be the correct answer. Is that clear? Just let me check. Fine, I'm audible and visible. Chalo, 8th question, which says a few drops of iodine solution were added to rice water. The solution turned blue-black in color. This indicates that rice water contains complex proteins, simple proteins, fats, or starch. What do you think? So I took a bottle of iodine solution and I added a few drops into your rice water. So then what happened is there was a change in color from, you can say, milky, it changed to blue-black. So what, I think this you've read in 6th or 7th class and test for which of the following? Yes, starch. Okay, because if starch is present, as we did in the photosynthesis activity as well, when we were proving chlorophyll is essential for photosynthesis, at that time also we did that, right? I taught you about that. So starch should be your correct answer. 9th question says, in which part of the alimentary canal food is finally digested? Easy. Stomach, mouth cavity, large intestine, small intestine. So the site of complete digestion is what? 3, 2, 1. It is the small intestine. In the small intestine, you know the end products are also formed. What are they? You have to let me know in the comment section. So the end products of digestion. Correct? 10th question. Choose the function of pancreatic juice from the following. Now they are saying pancreatic juice. Now which are the enzymes? Tell me. Trypsin and lipase. Okay, these are the two enzymes. Now here are the multiple options given to you. Just read them once properly. Option 1, trypsin digests proteins and lipase carbohydrates. Trypsin digests emulsified fats and lipase proteins. Trypsin and lipase digest fats. Trypsin digests proteins and lipase emulsified fats. Now first thing, your lipase is not going to digest carbohydrates. That is done by pancreatic amylase. Okay, this is the enzyme for complete digestion of carbohydrates, and the final product is glucose that you get. Okay. Trypsin digests emulsified fats. This is also wrong, because trypsin digests proteins. Trypsin and lipase digest fats. Wrong, because just now I've told you trypsin digests proteins. So one option is left, that is D. That is, trypsin is the enzyme which digests proteins completely, and lipase digests emulsified fats. They have been emulsified because of bile juice from liver. Because of this juice they get emulsified, and after that they are broken down easily. Okay, 11th question. When air is blown from mouth into a test tube containing lime water, the lime water turned milky due to the presence of oxygen, carbon dioxide, nitrogen, and water vapor. Easy question. In your chemistry, you must have read this. I know, combination reaction. See, I've given you a very big hint. Okay, I think I'm getting most of the answers. It is carbon dioxide gas. Let me tell you the reaction, because I am also studying chemistry. I like chemistry very much. That's why I'm just telling you the reaction. So it is actually, your lime water is calcium hydroxide. This is an aqueous solution, right? Plus, if I pass carbon dioxide gas from this, it turns milky. What do I mean by that? because of the formation of calcium carbonate plus H2. Okay, calcium carbonate turns it milky. It gives it a milky appearance. So this is the, wait a second, yes. So this is the answer of this question. Okay. Moving ahead with the 12th question. The correct sequence of anaerobic reactions in yeast is, what do you think? A, B, C, or D? Glucose in the cytoplasm converting into pyruvate. First read anaerobic means absence of oxygen. Yes, absence of oxygen is there. Which of these is correct according to you? What do you think? See, I'm eliminating B and C because I know in anaerobic lactic acid is not formed. That is in your muscle cells, right? But here we are talking about yeast. Here we are talking about yeast. We are not talking about muscles as. We are not talking about muscles at all. I mean, sorry for that. So you're left with A and D. What do you think? See, I know that glucose to pyruvate conversion happens in the cytoplasm, the cyanide. But when pyruvate has to be broken down, it does not happen in cytoplasm because you know the powerhouse of the cell is mitochondria. Everyone knows this, that all the most of the chemical activities, that is your respiration at the cellular level, takes place in the mitochondria. So how can both of them take place in the cytoplasm alone? So your correct answer is A. So glucose in the cytoplasm breaks, which is a 6-carbon molecule, breaks down into pyruvate, which is a 3-carbon molecule, and this pyruvate in the mitochondria breaks down in the absence of oxygen to form ethanol, which is the kind of alcohol, right? Alcohol plus carbon dioxide plus 2 ATP means a very little amount of energy. Carbon dioxide is also formed in all the metabolic activities. Okay, in most of them carbon dioxide is formed. That's why the blood becomes deoxygenated right after using oxygen. Okay, moving ahead with the 13th question, just the opposite of that. Which of the following is most appropriate for aerobic respiration? Before that, I would like to tell that now respiration questions have started. So till 11th we had this around that, what do we say, digestion. So we will be doing till respiration only. Transportation and excretion we will be doing in the next session. Okay. Question 13 says, which of the following is most appropriate for aerobic respiration? Now aerobic respiration, your oxygen is present. What do you think? All the options are there in front of you. See, C will be totally eliminated because energy is going to be formed. So in this, energy is not written, which is wrong. Right? Now, what do you think now? What the answer should be? A cannot be the answer because glucose is always converted into pyruvate in the cytoplasm. So A and C gone, you're left with B and D. So what do you think? So you are able to see in D option pyruvate plus energy over here. Do you think? What do you think the answer should be? B and D. B or D? Is pyruvate plus energy formed? Now this is your turn to let me know in the comment section what do you think. Okay, I will be waiting for your answer. Okay, question number 14, because now I have given you a very big hint, कुछ तो खुद भी कर सकते हो, right? Question 14 says, which of the following statement or statements are true about respiration? So let's read the statements. Statement 1. During inhalation, ribs move inward and diaphragm is raised. First statement. Second statement, in the alveoli, exchange of gases takes place. That is, oxygen from alveolar air diffuses into blood and carbon dioxide from blood into alveolar air. Third, hemoglobin has greater affinity for carbon dioxide than oxygen. Or fourth, alveoli increase surface area for exchange of gases. So here are your options: A 1 and 4, B 2 and 3, C 1 and 3, or D 1 and 2 and 4. What do you think? I know that first statement is wrong. Why? Because see, this is a general knowledge based question that if the air is sucked in, it means diaphragm is a muscle and it has to, you can say, it cannot be raised. It is going to contract so that more air can be inhaled. If it is going to raise, if it is going to be raised, then there will be less surface area, less space for the air in the lungs to be taken in, to be inhaled, right? So it is not going to be raised and ribs are not going to move inward, they're going to move outward so that more oxygen can be inhaled. Second is absolutely correct, because in the alveoli only, this is the site in the lungs where the exchange of gases takes place. Third statement is wrong, because hemoglobin has greater affinity for oxygen than carbon dioxide. That's why we say that oxygen binds to hemoglobin to form oxyhemoglobin. Carbon dioxide does not bind. Instead, carbon dioxide is soluble in the blood, so it is transported through blood only. Okay, and alveoli definitely increase the surface area for exchange of gases. So 2 and 4. So D is your correct answer for this. Okay, 15th question. Which is the correct sequence of air passage during inhalation? What do you think? All the options are in front of you. It is definitely going to start with the nostrils, so B and C are wrong. Okay, so you can eliminate, this will save your time. So I am giving you a lot of tips which you can use. How I am eliminating, in the same way you also have to eliminate the options. So you're left with which two options are left? A and D. What do you think? Nostrils, larynx, pharynx, trachea, lungs, or nostrils, pharynx, larynx, trachea, alveoli? Which is the correct sequence? First pharynx or first larynx? Definitely first you will be having pharynx. Why? Because see, here you have pharynx. Am I right? Yeah, I think yeah. First you will be having the pharynx. Let me show you the structure. How is it? Wait a second. I will show you the structure so that it will be better. Respiratory system diagram, class 10. What happened? Is it fine? Right. Now, just for explaining you in a better manner. Now, what I was saying is this concept. Yes. So in this, can I zoom it? If possible, can I? Let's see if I can. We will have to wait. I think I should switch off my camera so that it can be visible to you. Yeah, so this is your diagram, as you're able to see. Now first we have nasal passage, as you are able to see. Then you have the mouth cavity, then pharynx, then larynx. Pharynx is a muscle which divides, or you can say which terminates into what you call your esophagus and your trachea. Okay, food pipe and windpipe. And there is a substance known as epiglottis on your trachea to prevent food from going into the trachea. It has to go to the esophagus. Okay, so the correct answer I've told you, that is D. Nostrils, pharynx, larynx, trachea, alveoli. Alveoli are in the lungs only, so no need to be confused that how can you even say that. Okay, because alveoli are there in the lungs. Now 16th question, last question for today probably. During respiration, exchange of gases takes place in trachea and larynx, alveoli of lungs, alveoli and throat and larynx. Just now I told you alveoli of the lungs. Here all like oxygen and CO2, they are exchanged, and how, that I will explain you in the sessions, right? So from 17th question we will be having the heart, the transportation, so we will be doing in the next session. In today's session, we have covered the important MCQs from digestion and respiration, and trust me, exemplar problems are always assessed in the board exams. So now you can feel free and comfortable that you've solved so many questions. And one question I gave you for your homework, that is this. Which one I gave you? Yeah, this one. Just you have to let me know in the comment section, or let me show you the sequence. Yeah, sequence of respiration. Okay, let me show you so that it will be more clear. Wait a second, what happened? Just a second, give me a second. Exemplar solution. Let me show you in front of you so that you will be having clarity. Okay. And what was your solution? That also let me know. Which question we were doing? I think 13. Yeah. So as I told you, now I think you must have seen the answer, and I was also saying the same thing, that here whenever glucose is broken down into pyruvate, energy is not formed. So D is the wrong answer. So your answer becomes B. So I've given you the answer, although you had to give me, but it's okay. What you have to do is like the video, share it with all the friends, and subscribe to the channel for getting the notifications. Okay everyone, so I'm signing off for today. We'll meet in the next episode of MCQ series with transportation and excretion. Bye bye. Take care.